It's your boy, Crypto Blood. Welcome to my Two Satoshi. Yeah, it's your boy, Crypto Blood. Welcome to my Two Satoshis. Another episode. Yes, it is May 23rd, 2018. Want to give a shout out to my man Chris Brett's. Nice track, man. Earth Gang. Artificial. I like this track a lot. Never heard this crew. I like it though, man. So appreciate the song request. I'm gonna have to add this to my own queue right here, man. This is fire. What's going on, people? Welcome to another episode. As I stated, it's a red ass day. It's a crypto blood bath. That's for sure. God. So we're gonna get into some of that in a second here. I've got my chart loaded up today. Thankfully, the algorithm room, my trading signal room, we've been out of this market for over a week and a half. We scaled out the last position before I left for New York. So we've been out of this market, thank God. But it is definitely looking horrible out here. And we'll look into that. Hey, you got to understand, this is the crypto market. This is how things move. It's very volatile in the grand scheme of things. Don't you be calling manipulation. You can't be calling free markets on the way up and calling manipulation on the way down. It just doesn't work that way, people. Ain't nobody in this game to be manipulating. We're at like 300,000 or $300 billion in market cap. The only people manipulating are the whales that have been in here since the beginning. We'll look at this chart in a second. Let's first take a look at the market cap. So we're currently at 336 billion. Red everywhere, people. And it's like I said, it's not looking too great right now. There's one support area that I think will be our last saving grace, at least for Bitcoin. And we need to follow Bitcoin as a barometer anyway, because that is currently still Bitcoin's dominance is at 39.24. And we've got, let's take a look at this chart. So the chart here, we broke below this area. This was the main support, 8,600. I was telling you guys, we break that. It's some trouble. We attempted twice to get, actually 3 times. Yeah, we attempted 3 times. One, I'm just gonna kind of highlight these. 1, 2, 3. 3 attempts, third strike, you're out. So we headed further down. Then we had a nice little rally one more time to try it again and couldn't break it. That is a strong resistance area now, people, and it was a strong support, so it's quite natural to have it be a strong resistance area for us. Now at this point, all we have left is 7,300, and at 7,300, if we don't hold that, we're going back into the sixes, people. I'm thinking 6,600, somewhere around there. So that's where we are, technically speaking. You know, guys, I don't use any real stochastics or oscillators or anything like that. Simple support and resistance lines for your brother, and it works quite well. So let's take a look at this first article. The first article is about a blockchain that's live today. It's been live for a few years now. Just crossed the 1 million user threshold. And this project, this blockchain that I'm referring to, is Steemit. So Steemit announces over 1 million users. And this is out of btcmanager.com. Says here, Steemit has recently announced that they have surpassed 1 million users. The content platform is also ecstatic with the user activity the platform is receiving regarding transactions over a 24-hour period, daily visitors, and unique accounts. Steemit has more transactions than all other cryptos. So I was explaining to Bix that, you know, Steemit is not it wasn't a scam. It wasn't some type of made up project or anything. People use this on a daily basis, and some people even make a living off of Steem posts. So it says here, Steem's blockchain now produces over 1 million transactions daily, more than all other blockchains combined. These transactions are done from 60,000 unique accounts interacting with the network daily, and Steemit.com has in excess of 250,000 unique visitors every day. These statistics don't count the numerous dApps that interact with Steemit's blockchain, which also offer large user bases. I actually did a interview with a company called Apix. They're going to be one of the first to use Steem's smart media token. So their actual Apix token will be a Steemit or Steem based blockchain token. So this is a viable blockchain here that people are utilizing. And, I just wanted to let you guys know, you should definitely take a look at Steemit and sign up, man. It takes a few days, I believe, for you to get your account, because they have to actually manually create the account. They're doing that to kind of mitigate spam accounts, because you actually receive a small amount of Steemit bucks to start off your account with. So says here, how does Steem stack up against Ethereum? In Steemit's blog post, they compare these figures against Ethereum's in terms of addresses and transactions. While Ethereum has significantly more addresses at 33 million unique addresses, the comparison isn't entirely apples to apple. It's very common for Ethereum users, like many other cryptocurrency users, to create a new address for every transaction. That's very true. Sent and or received. In fact, this is a common privacy practice, and many services will automatically generate new addresses for you. Steem users will typically only have one account, as the platform is a stake-based system. Reputation is given by other users for influence, which can't be bought or transferred. Therefore, Steem's number of unique addresses is more accurate to the real number of users. It's very true. Steem then takes a look at CryptoKitties, Ethereum's most active application. As of May 16, 2018, it had 2,777 events. eSteem, a mobile app for Steem, averaged around 9,300 transactions over a 7-day period. While that does show Steem's activity is 3 times greater than Ethereum's using these statistics, the facts don't paint a complete picture. Steem's market cap is approximately 800 million, while Ethereum's is 70 billion. Steem may have a more active application, but Ethereum has hundreds of ICOs and tokens built upon its blockchain. It says here, crypto only getting bigger from here. Steem quotes a Cambridge study in the blog post stating that there is anywhere between 2.9 and 5.8 million unique active users of cryptocurrency wallets. This number is expected to increase exponentially, and Steem looks to capture a large portion of new users with its real-world projects. Last paragraph here, it says Steem is optimistic about the future, with more developers creating applications on Steem every day. The positive feedback loop the platform has created will allow growth to beget further growth, making Steem a thriving social platform. So we'll see what happens. Dan Limmer is, as Bix Weird talked about when we had him on the Block Party podcast a few weeks ago. Dan Limmer is working on a new type of, it's not going to be called Steemit, but in a social media platform that will be built on EOS. We'll see how that goes. But I will say that Steemit is a real world example of the blockchain being used on a daily basis, as you saw, and I knew this statistic already. Steemit has more transactions than the entire cryptocurrency, than any of the other ones combined. So that speaks volumes by itself. It should definitely. The second article. So you guys let me know if you guys use Steem or Steemit. If you don't, go sign up. I don't get anything from you signing up. I just think you should start to using it. I talked about this in New York. Like, we got to start actually utilizing these blockchains, not just for speculation and trading, but to actually use them. Because the more we use them, the more people that don't use cryptocurrencies in any type of blockchain will be like, hey, oh yeah, this is neat, I can try this, instead of them looking at us as some type of tulip bulb mania type of situation or .com boom. Let's show them that we actually have something to offer the world in a useful and meaningful manner. So definitely sign up for Steemit if you haven't. Check it out, and I think you'll enjoy it. You'll really enjoy it when you start making a little money from it. So the second article is actually a Dan Lemmer related article as well. Many of you know that EOS in about a week or so will be starting the registration or ending the ICO and beginning the 48-hour countdown to locking up any of the ERC20 EOS tokens on the Ethereum blockchain. And at that point, that's when the migration will start and the voting process will start for the iOS or EOS IO 1.0. So many of you may have questions about what happens afterwards, or how does that whole process go. Let's take a look at a Reddit post that discusses this. So it says here, I'm paraphrasing, after the launch on June 2nd, when and how does the EOS token begin to be traded? So here's an answer that I thought was pretty good here. And I'll leave a link to this entire Reddit thread so you guys can look through it. There's some pretty informative information in here. But it says here, on June 1st or June 2nd, exchanges will disable withdrawals and deposits, but many exchanges will probably continue trading the tokens held on their exchanges. The ERC20 tokens will almost certainly be frozen just after 2200 UTC, June 2nd. Immediately following this, various people will use tools to take a snapshot of the distribution, which will be used as the base token for the chain. Once the snapshot is verified by a sufficient number of people, different groups will launch a chain. Tokens on each chain will be pre-staked, meaning they will be ready for voting and locked. Once 15% of the tokens have been allocated for the vote to start the chain, it can begin fully functioning and elections for block producers can start and tokens can be unstaked. Note that there may well be teething issues with the chain which will need addressing / patching by Block.one and the community. There may also be attacks, and while a dominant chain will probably emerge, there could be more than one competing chain. 3 days after a token is unstaked, it can be transferred. At this point, probably June 6th, but maybe longer, exchanges could reopen deposits and withdrawals. Whether they do this will depend on, first, whether their own code is in place to handle it, whether there has emerged a dominant chain or different chains competing for dominance, how confident they are in the stability and resilience of that chain they choose. Bitfinex could well be the best point of reference here for exchanges, as they have been more closely associated with Block.one than any other exchange and are planning to both run a block producer and have a voting system in place for token holders. Therefore, they have probably considered the technical aspects and the scenarios. If they open deposits and withdrawals, then it's likely many will follow suit. It says here, PS, if you hold EOS off exchanges and you have not registered your account and got an EOS public and private key, then you will have to wait a while until there is a clean method to move your tokens across. So there you have it. I'm going to leave a link to this actual thread. I think it's very informative. Some of the conversation that was going on below there as well. So I hope that helps paint a picture of how the process will go. It won't be just a switch at the end of, so June 1st is when the countdown, 48-hour countdown starts. Before those tokens, you have that period to register your tokens. If you don't, then they're pretty much lost forever because they'll be locked on the Ethereum blockchain. So make sure you guys register or get them over to one of the exchanges that will handle that process for you. Hope you guys understand that it's a process, And even after 4 or 5 days, it still may be, you know, we don't know. We have to just kind of see who comes up as a block producer and which chain is the most dominant and gets the most votes. So you gotta give this some time. It's not a process. This is like giving birth. It's not something that's just instant. We're giving birth to a new blockchain. So there you have it. Exciting times for sure. Exciting times for sure. All right, people. Make sure you like and subscribe. And if you got any other questions, comment in the section below. It's your boy Crypto Blood. Holla.